3, 2, 1, go!
I waited too long to do my review on this movie, and you know why? Because I don't remember a thing about this movie. This movie is pure evidence that Marvel has stopped trying anymore. They've given up. They are really just hitting the same middle-of-the-road stuff. We have been complaining since Thor: The Dark World, how the Marvel movies have started to feel samey, and they changed for a little bit, but now they've gone right back into that same old thing that's happening over and over again. The movie's very quippy, very over-the-top humorous, and tries to have some spectacular fun action scenes, but ends up falling flat on its face because I don't care about any of the characters. There is barely 5 minutes in this film before we are thrown into this Quantumania wackiness happening. Barely any setup, barely any time to get us to know what the characters are going through in the moment. There is very little character arcs throughout this film. I feel like all the characters aren't really all that likable. I mean, like, they're doing stuff and it's just them doing stuff, but I'm not really following them on their journey. Also, there is a possibility that this CGI world just feels fake, mostly because it hasn't been too long since I've seen Avatar: The Way of Water, and you know what? I have my problems with that film, sure, but at the very least, the worlds felt real. I never felt in those moments that they were CGI, where in this, it just feels like it's a humongous CGI fest. The villain, who is supposed to be our first look at Kang the Conqueror, is actually not as intimidating as I would have hoped he is be. Not that he isn't intimidating at all, but it seems to be just more by-the-book sort of villainy. You know, there's nothing creative with him. We don't have him using time in a creative way to torture people or anything like that. And the way that the movie ends with it is really just not intriguing at all. And even when they do have creative stuff, and they ruin it. Like flippin' MODOK is in this film, and the way that they created MODOK in this actually makes sense, and I like the idea of it. But the effects are terrible. I mean, honestly, it feels like this was done by somebody who's just learning how to use digital effects. I think this should have been a practical effect all the way through, but it just doesn't work. Also, the character changes sides in the last act for the lamest of reasons. There's so many scenes of random exposition just thrown at you, and you're supposed to just pick it up and accept it. But no, it's just lazy storytelling. Honestly, this feels like one of the most forgetful movies I've seen of Marvel doing since Thor: The Dark World. Or, you know, maybe even, I shouldn't even say that, Thor: Love and Thunder. Is really not a whole lot special about it in any way, shape, or form. It's just by the numbers, and honestly, it just feels like Marvel has stopped treading water and started going down. They're started to drown a little bit with their whole movie franchise. Let's just say, after Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, there might not be a whole lot movies to get me into the theater. I might just wait till it comes out on Disney+. I'm giving Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania a 4 out of 10. This is a below average movie, nothing special, and really, I'm not gonna remember it in 5 seconds. Like, and 3, 2, and what was the movie about? P.S. I don't really actually have a P.S. This movie isn't worth expanding on my thoughts at all.
Be sure to check out some of these other videos on my channel, and wait for more coming soon.